Boom. Come on. Don't fuck it up.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Sims and virgins.
God damn it.
Go, Shawty! It's your birthday! Welcome back to
what we
Krown.
agreed to.
Silence. Welcome back to Krown's magical birthday cave!
Oh, baby! Holy fucking moly! It doesn't matter that it's birthday day. Bitcoin! Holy shit! Boolah's back in charge! Boolah's with the bullish engulfing dildo! And my fucking lord, this baby is looking good! Woo! God damn! Holy shit! It is a lovely Thursday morning out here from Helsinki, Finland. I want to wish everyone the best, and the happiest on this lovely little Thursday morning. Holy shit, I see so many familiar faces from all over the years, and I just have have to say a very, very heartfelt and pulled back thank you. It is massively, massively humbling. I don't know what to make of this. This has been perhaps some of the best things that I think I've had in my life, and I can't wait to, or it's not that I can't wait to, I can't be more than happy to share this with you right now. So I want to say a massive, massive thank you. I'm completely fucking overwhelmed with all of the well wishes, all of the good stuff, and I don't even know what to say. I'm blushing. I'm lost for words. And I just want to say a heartfelt thank you. Perhaps at some time I'll be able to formulate my words better, and then we can get into it at that point. But more importantly, we have a lot to talk about with Bitcoin. We have a lot to talk about with Ethereum. We have a lot to talk about on the good old cryptocurrency market in general. And with that said, I want to wish you the best once again. Let's get into it right now, starting off with the Krown application, which can be found at app.krown.net. And what do we see? Holy shit, man. I need to turn off the alerts. This is insane. Mr. Plump is over there too. And I saw MF Pump. MF Pump was here literally on day one of this channel. That is absolutely just mind-blowing. I just cannot get over this right now. Anyways, we'll get to that. We'll get back to that soon enough. I do want to get through this, and I actually do have to make this a little bit on the shorter side as well, because you know what Elsa got me for my birthday? She got me an appointment to the dentist and a box of spiders. That's what she fucking got me. What the fuck is this? Is this some sort of Finnish way of saying fuck you? Oh, disgusting. Anyways, with that said, what do we see on the Krown application, which by the way can be had for 100% free, and the links in the description below as well. We do see that Bitcoin down is actually heading down as the altcoins do lead this rally. Solana, Ethereum, and the group all all rallying to the heavens and beyond. And now Bitcoin looking like it wants to rear its massive, beautiful head. On top of that, Fear and Greed Index also at a 71 as well, which is rather interesting, as we did see a little bit of a drop off from yesterday to today. But more importantly, this is still within the greedy zone, as you would expect, as Bitcoin essentially holds the range incredibly well. And this is why I do have these rules that, hey, until we actually get a reversal, I do not look at any sort of bearish sort of setups as playable. And more importantly, I mean, that was an opportunity once again to get in at a ripe old price of about $47,000, as Bitcoin gave us about a week and a half to 2 weeks of just doing exactly that. Anyways, on top of that, we do see in the top 10 winners list insane gains for FTX token. My lord, Sam is out for full-on world domination. And I forgot to talk about this news piece, which actually really does matter. Yesterday at the beginning of the video, which is massive. So Sam and FTX, I suppose, essentially acquired Ledger X, which, if you're not familiar with them, they're like a derivatives options exchange for Americans specifically. Now, they do fuck all in terms of volume, but if there's one person that I trust in the cryptocurrency landscape, it is Sam Bankman-Fried or SBF, man, the guy with the hair, the only guy who can perhaps outdo me in terms of hair. But more importantly with that is humongous, because soon enough, or very likely soon enough, assuming that this does go through, which I imagine it probably will, we will see Americans being able to have all sorts of leverage. We're talking about futures, we're talking about spot, and we're talking about, more importantly, or most importantly for myself, options as well. And that is coming alongside of some more interesting, or some also very interesting news pieces as well, of which you can probably find some interesting links in the description below. Anyways, with that said, let's go check out the market data tab, of which we do see global sentiment continuing with the overall uptrend. Still not anything too consequential. We do expect this to happen when things are rallying, you know, $21,000 from 29 to almost $50,000 to this day. And I suspect that this will still continue to go upwards and onwards. And I really don't get too concerned with this until it's about a little bit more than 5x its current level. And then I want to see it there consistently for about a week, maybe even a little bit more on a rally like this. And that's when I would be really interpreting that as a major pivot point. Perhaps, or very likely a medium-term reversal point, maybe even a long-term reversal point as well, but perhaps not a macro. I think we just kind of had the macro settings already in there. Anyways, more importantly, we do see that open interest. What does this look like? It looks like reaccumulation. Now, again, make no mistake about it, there really isn't any shorts to squeeze here. So people who are talking about a short squeeze, I think that's a little bit not in line with what we do see in the market data. However, still more or less good, as this rally is supported, and we expect that to continue to go upwards and onwards alongside this current rally. Anyways, most importantly, let's get on to Bitcoin right now. And you know what? I'm going to record the short-term analysis on Bitcoin, or not necessarily. I'm just going to record a short video on Bitcoin in the same way that I do the other ones as well, just because, well, it's probably in my opinion, one of the most important ones. And I think it kind of just gets lost in the sea of shitcoin analysis, unfortunately. Anyways, so with that said, we'll start it off right here. Bitcoin, holy fucking moly, this is very important right now. We do see Bitcoin on CME doing many things. We saw saw an extremely similar setup on Ethereum just a few weeks ago, actually, starting all the way back at middle of August, being resolved just a few days ago, actually. And what did we essentially see? We saw an ascending triangle, a reaccumulation formation, plus several drives of hidden bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And we did see this all within the context of a very, 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 very low volatility environment. And now, as Ethereum does get resolved, you do see that this does spruce up an incredible amount. By the way, also getting started with the daily jewel as well. And now we have an extremely similar setup on Bitcoin. So Ethereum is actually leading right now, if you want to call it that. Perhaps even say that Solana was leading to begin with, but Bitcoin now looking to join the party, as we do have the same sort of setup going on right here. That lovely little uptrend as Bitcoin essentially has a reaccumulation formation within the context of declining volatility throughout the whole consolidation, coming down to single digit percentiles right now at about 7.94 percentile. And with that in mind, we also do see the same sort of drives of hidden bullish divergence on daily RSI consulting right around the bullish control zone as well. And again, this is just yet again another higher low. Now, we didn't necessarily close as a bullish engulfing dildo yesterday. I'm curious if Spot did. Yes, Spot did actually close as a bullish engulfing dildo. Regardless of that, this is looking very, 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 very good. And I would be looking at this as very likely to produce something similar to what Ethereum's doing as well. So while I do suspect that Bitcoin probably does make a move up somewhere around the next liquid zone, which is about 51,500 or so, perhaps this week, maybe early next week, something like that, I would be looking for only a short-term pullback right there. Just like Ethereum, I would be looking for this to really make its legs up somewhere around the 1.272, which is about 56,000 bucks, perhaps even all the way up to the 1.414, which is in line with our May breakdown levels right here, coming in all the way from about 56,000 to 58,000 bucks. So this is rather important right now, and Bitcoin really did a phenomenal job of holding the range right there. So again, I'm not going to talk shit to all the rectember people out there. Just look at the price action charts in front of you. And again, could this have gone the other way? Absolutely. But the criteria for looking for, at least in my opinion, a major short was never fulfilled. And that was very, very clearly defined on a daily closure below 47,000 bucks or a 4-hour lower low, which we did not get as well. Actually, we did test it a couple times, and technically speaking, it was an ever so slightly higher low, although it wouldn't necessarily say that right here. And then we also even do see on the short-term timeframes that obviously the 4-hour volatility is starting to expand ahead of the daily. You expect to see something like that, and we do see that momentum oscillators are kind of leading into that as well. Little drive of bullish divergence right there, back to the bullish control zone on 4-hour RSI. 4-hour jewel actually got the move a little bit better, starting right around here. And I do look for that to bleed on into the 12-hour daily, perhaps even higher term timeframes than that. So this is looking very, very good right now. And I would be expecting a bit of sideways and up for Bitcoin here. Again, this always does come with an invalidation point on the other side, obviously, because things do have a non-zero probability to have massive stop hunts, or not just massive stop hunts, but massive traps. Not necessarily that I'm leaning towards that right now. But how would I define that? Well, in this case right here, I'm not looking at any sort of massive trap, especially as long as Bitcoin's above 48,000 bucks. But I'd actually even still say 47,000 bucks is that downwards pivot, as we really haven't gotten a higher low on this rally just yet. It is just continuation of, or sorry, it's not necessarily continuation. It's essentially resolving this reaccumulation formation right here, regardless of what to call that. I mean, you can call this all sorts of different things, although I would just say it's a general uptrend, make it nice and simple. 12-hour also showing very, very similar signatures here as well. 12-hour jewel also getting some positive curvature, beautiful right there. On top of that, we do see multiple drives actually of hidden bullish divergence that we identified formulating over the last few days here, now playing out to fruition. And again, this is all within the context of an extremely low volatility environment. So my sort of general trade rules, or my general analysis, if I'm not going to go into all the deep dirty stuff, which doesn't really need to be done, it is fun for YouTube, obviously, but if I'm just actually trading, what am I looking at? Trend, volatility, momentum. If you can just remember those three goddamn things, they are pretty damn powerful. And you saw it happen on Solana, you saw it happen on Ethereum, and I expect that now you're going to see it very, very likely on Bitcoin over the next week or two. Anyways, on top of that, let's go check out momentum oscillators over here and see what we're populating as of the current moment in time. 4-hour Stokes going to be up and onwards as long as we're above 48,150. Nice. So that does kind of align with the first red flag territory of 48,000 bucks. As long as we're above there, generally good. And Bitcoin is about 1,500 bucks, or a little bit more than 1,500 bucks above there right now. So looking nice and healthy. Looking at a 12-hour time frame, we're actually going to flip it to the upside once again on 12-hour Stokes with any sort of a closure today above 48,517. That'll be confirmed in 4 hours, 49 minutes, and 21 seconds. And by the way, also on my little experimental indicator over here as well, looking pretty damn good on that fresh signal that we identified a couple days ago, actually. And on to the daily. What do we see right here? Daily will also follow through and reject getting out of the bullish control zone. More importantly, as long as Bitcoin closed today's daily above where? 48,000 bucks. So a lot of things aligning with that $48,000 pivot. I would say that's the first red flag area. You might even call that a trap below there if we start to close a daily below there. Again, I don't necessarily think that that's what's going to happen, but if that were to happen, yes, I would start to look at this as a strong potential for a trap before a move down to like 42 or 43,000 bucks. Until then, I still go with the trend and I still go with the momentum, and I still can, looks like volatility is about to fall through as well. We are, or at least Bitcoin is looking nice and healthy. So hopefully that was helpful. And there we go. Nice little Bitcoin analysis to start off the day. And let's get into Ethereum right now as well, because Ethereum is incredible, is just fucking incredible over the last 24 hours. By the way, I want to say a massive shout out and a massive happy birthday to my birthday brother, Mr. Faraz, with his unicorn position on Ethereum as well. Looking fucking phenomenal right there too. And again, very similar setup right here, right? So I'm going to record this one here too. Here we have Ethereum on the daily, or actually no, on a 12-hour, but we had an incredibly setup. Sorry, god damn it. All right, I need to try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. How about that? Here we have Ethereum versus the dollar, symbol ETH, and we are going to be looking at this one on the daily. We have a lot of good things going on right here. We did break and resolve the ascending triangle 2 days ago, actually, on that closure above about 33.50. And what did we say after that? A quick move to 36.50, and then very likely extension, pretty much in this case, to prior all-time highs, I imagine, on a weekly closing basis, of which we have just ever so grazed up around there, technically speaking about 3,900 thus far. Now with that said, Ethereum is actually going to populate another drive of hidden bullish divergence if it does close the weekly here or higher, or I imagine anywhere above 3,700 would very likely do it. And this is going to be followed through by, of course, increasing and expanding volatility, as well as Ethereum essentially just continues with overall trend after a after about a 56% downturn right there. Anyways, most importantly on the daily right here, again, same sort of signatures, multiple drives of hidden bullish divergence back into the bullish control zone. Good. I suspect that this still has more to go after a little bit of short-term sideways and perhaps downside down to 36.50, perhaps anywhere around there is fair game. Same thing on daily Jewel, nice positive curvature. So we got, again, trend continuation, we have momentum, and we have volatility also sprucing up very lovely. So in these cases, when things are trending, I like to go over here to my secondary charts and look at it from a shoulder band perspective, of which we closed a nice girthy green dildo above the top side shoulder band yesterday, and that is going to be consistent going onwards and forwards as long as Ethereum's closing dailies above 36.80 or so right now. So as long as that condition is met, I do look at this as trend in motion. I look at this as continuation, very likely somewhere around prior highs, in the $4,000 territory, maybe over the next week or two. This is looking good. Daily MACD also following through. So again, even just looking at it from this chart format right here, we have trend, we have momentum, and we have volatility. It's looked at from a few different angles on this one, but again, very good stuff right here. Short-term time frames, are we looking for a bit of a pullback? If we are looking for a pullback, I would say anywhere around 36.50 or so. I think it's better shown on this chart right here. Essentially that last major breakdown and trappy area from 18th of May that you did see almost, wow, that's like 4 or 5 months ago now. Anyways, most importantly with this, I would still be looking for continuation on top of that, perhaps maybe a little bit later this month. But looking at the weekly right here, I'm not necessarily bearish on a chart like this. And more importantly, the monthly is the one that I want to have a massive eye on as well. And I think, again, this actually works a lot better on our secondary charts over here, of which we did close a nice girthy green dildo above the top side shoulder band on the monthly, not just the monthly, but actually the bi-monthly as well, so an even more powerful time frame. And at this point, yes, I would be very comfortable in saying that Ethereum extremely likely test around prior time highs, about 4,600 bucks on a wick basis. Maybe within the next 2 months, very likely to make new all-time highs before end of year. I would even say perhaps in October as well. This is looking very good right here. Anyways, on top of that, let's just see one more thing on the monthly right here. Yes, of course, monthly MACD is also increasing on histogram. I do like that as well. So things are looking nice and healthy, rectembr, at least for the time being. So rectembr is happening, definitely, right? Because month equals bad. Well, I suspect that this is, I suspect that I have no real reason to be looking for a trap on Ethereum. Again, always have to offer up an invalidation point on the other side, especially as long as Ethereum is above 3,600 bucks. And if you want the fully, the more conservative estimate on that, it would be below about 36.50, or sorry, not 36.50, but 34.50. Until those levels are violated right there, I do not look at this as any sort of trap. I just look at short-term moves to the downside as very likely, higher lows within the making. Now, with that in mind, I do think that we are coming into a bit of a short-term top here relatively soon on Ethereum. We are getting incredibly hot on BBWP, so I don't think that this one has too much more to go on like an hourly or 4 hour, for example, but I would, again, be looking for the pullback to very likely put in a higher low presumably somewhere around about 36.50 or wherever the topside trolling band is on the daily right on over here as well. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go. Enjoy your beta rolls in the early morning. Anyways, okay, cool. I think actually, because I do need to make this stream a little bit more on the shorter side today, we will get into the chats immediately right now. Man, I'm already struggling for my words. Holy shit. All right, so I am going to get it over here, and I think Elsa's already got everything all lined up. Lovely. I'm going to turn on the alerts right on over here as well. And like I said, I will have to leave in about an hour, actually, in about an hour. All right, there he is, RXTO. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir, to the cave. MF Pump, holy shit, man. I got to tell you, it is a pleasure to see you here. It's just wild to see people who are here literally from day one still here. I mean, that is special, man. My 99-year-old grandma listens every day. Hi, grandma. Hello, grandma. Welcome to the cave. Pull your pants down and get fucking ready, because it's 99. One more fucking year to the great 3 digits. And you know what? I have great respect for that, grandma. So I salute you, and hopefully that is actually a true statement. And I apologize for the bad jokes, because I just don't know what to say right now. That's all. Anyways, Charles Edward Hodgson, welcome, sir. Welcome to the cave. Justin Young, appreciated. Very much appreciated, my friend. Holy shit, man. What's up, Hootie Hennessy? Looking at Chainlink? Yeah, we can look at this one. I think we've been following up on this one rather significantly over the last few days. And let's see. We had some upside targets from yesterday. Let's see where they met. I think they were. Actually, they were. Hey, not bad. And looking for a breakout right here as well. You know what? Let's record this one. Chainlink actually showing some pretty obvious things, and I really think that this would actually be a good video to be doing. All right, so here we have Chainlink, symbol LINK, being requested of Mr. Hootie Hennessy. We're going to be looking at a general overview on this one. We've been following up on this one for the last like couple of weeks here, and this one has just been looking better and better, especially in the last week and a half. Now, most importantly, we do see a golden cross on daily exponential moving average between the green 55 and the purple 200 right here. Absolutely fucking beautiful. It is now trading above all major moving averages, and we do see a clean break of structure in this reaccumulation formation. It's sloppy as all hell, but that's why we did have those rules that saying, hey, until this thing actually breaks below about 24 and a quarter, while it does look kind of nasty right here, it's just not a playable position in my opinion. And now you're seeing it break out on volume, and I wouldn't be expecting this one to trade higher actually from this region over the next few days. We do have a measure move to be made off of this formation right here. That'll be pointed around the high side of your kind of, well, I guess your range highs in this position right here, somewhere around about $33 or so. We did hit about our $29 target from yesterday, so good on that one as well. And then on top of that, from a momentum offset perspective, we do see many good things. We see daily RSI, hidden bullish divergence right here. That looks familiar. We do see, of course, daily Joule, positive curvature. That looks familiar. Also DMI as well. And then we also do see volatility starting to expand from an incredibly low level. Actually, that level being about 1.59 percentile. I'll say that looks pretty damn familiar as well. So I do expect that this one does fall through with the rest of the market. Looking pretty damn good right there, at least for the interim. And again, as always, there needs to be an invalidation point on the other side. In this case, this one's actually rather simple. As long as dailies are closing above $28 wherever the 200 simple is right here, actually to use a bad alliteration, I would be looking for this one to trade sideways and up from this region as volatility starts to expand alongside trend continuation. Really good stuff right there, and hopefully that was helpful, sir. There you go, sir. All right, nice one. Hey, what's up, Paranoid? Oh my lord, man. You know what? You already made my birthday special, Paranoid, because of our little secret. Holy shit, I'm very excited for that. My nerd inside of me is going absolutely crazy. By the way, did you see Pathfinder? New Pathfinder comes out today. It's gonna be a CRPG day, baby. It's gonna be fucking great. And Faraz, holy fucking moly, yes! Happy birthday, Krown. I hear birthday foot jobs are the perfect gift. That's right. I'll put that alongside my dentist appointment and box of spiders. Thank you, Elsa. You're so lovely, so supportive. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Happy derp day. That's right, man. It is my derp. It is my derp day. Hey, man. Very much appreciated, my friend. Very much appreciated. Another OG of the cave. Holy moly, man. It is one of those days. Great googly moogly, my lord. J3F, happy birthday, man. Very much appreciated as well. Oh my god, man. I'm just overwhelmed right now. 2717. Okay, very much appreciated as well, my friend. Fucking buy the dip, baby. Stinky linkies are always stinkies. Hell yeah. We just got through that one as well. So looking good right there. Even on the short-term time frames, maybe a bit of a short-term pullback right here, but that's not too concerning, at least in my opinion, just yet. Oh, and bots for the win. What's up, man? Am I going to be doing a gaming live stream? Not today, but tomorrow. Yes, I actually just bought a new one. I got Mortal Shell, which I'm very happy to get into. Do some Dark Souls 3 sort of game style. That is the one that I showed you. Yes, actually. Hey, what's up, Scott Barney? It's a way of saying your breath stinks. Well, fair enough, man. I can always count on you to be there, sir. So that's just fucking great, man. Mark Harrison, hey, appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that. Cardano, yeah, we can do Cardano. We actually didn't do it yesterday, I don't think. So it would be very much warranted to check on it today. It's above $3, which I believe was our breakout target from the last couple days. And holy moly, there we go. Yeah, so we did have this sending triangle right here. We showed the downside target. We also showed upside target, and this one probably going to 330 or so. So let's record this one. And this one actually pretty damn simple here too. All right, here we have Cardano symbol ADA versus the dollar being requested by Mr. Mark Harrison. We're going to be doing a general overview on this one as we have an incredibly similar setup. This one, the only difference is that this one's already at all-time highs. Perhaps the strongest chart in cryptocurrency land right now. Maybe Hexout does it, I suppose. But this one, pretty damn good. Anyways, we do see multiple drafts of hidden bullish divergence formulating itself on daily RSI, all within the context of the bullish control zone. This is within the context of a price, on price action and ascending triangle right here, or you might just call it a general uptrend. And we do have a presumed breakout. I imagine this might be showing better on like a 4-hour right now. And yes, I would consider this a confirmed breakout already, actually. And of course, that does come with an invalidation point on the other side, obviously. And where would that be? That would be with any sort of a 4-hour delta closure. I'd say below about 292 at this point. Now, with that said, this does come alongside a technical target, which is all the way up at about 330 or so. Doesn't mean that things are necessarily going to stop there, but I would be looking for that target to get hit first, a little bit of a pullback from there, and then perhaps long-term continuation, as this one is essentially in price discovery. And if there's one thing that I know about price discovery, it's that you don't try to call tops until they actually are within or are within the charts. So what we can do right here is we can, or I think I've actually already had a more long-term fib extension on this one. Actually, no, I have not. But we can do some for this little formation right here as well. It's actually rather simple. So let's just pull this one up right here and come up with some areas of interest for some more potentially long-term continuation, which would be about 350 to 355 or so. With that said, we do see on the daily, volatility is actually not expanding just yet, which is rather interesting. Maybe on the 12-hour it shows it a bit better. No, it's actually declining right now. So those would be two things that would be a little bit concerning, I suppose, but that can always follow through a little bit later. It is a long day left to go. And I imagine that this should certainly be shown on the short-term timeframes like a 4-hour, and it is. So that is good. And I would expect this to continue onwards and upwards. Again, invalidation below about 292, looking at very powerful right there. Let's go check it out on momentum oscillators over here as well. I'm just curious to see if there's anything to be aware of right now, or if those pivots line up with anything else. Yeah, daily's way the fuck up there. We're actually getting a fresh signal on this indicator as well, which is good. Daily momentum oscillators will actually be pointed northwards as long as above about $3 on a daily closing basis. 12-hour will be up as long as above about 283, so very good on that one. And 4-hour will be up as long as above about 291, which is around what I would consider my invalidation point on this one. So looking very good on this one. And I suspect that this one probably is going to show some signals on our trending charts as well. Let's see what we got going on over here. Actually, no, it's not. Although the next targeted region for the short-term time frame breakout is actually around the top side trend band. So if we do start to close back above, if we do start to close above, 3.25 or so, especially 330, I would be looking for that continuation to about $3.50 before the next potential medium-term time frame pullback. But for right now, Cardano looking damn good, and again, no reason to be bearish on this one, at least in my opinion, as long as you're above about 292. Below 292, things can get nasty, but very far away from that right now. So I suspect that we'll have at least a day to prepare if that were to happen. There you go, Cardano. Nice one. All right, sweet. Let's see. Hootie says, hey, man, it's all good. Hey, man, it's all good. It's all love, sir. It's all love. Dan S., it's all love as well, my fucking man. Holy moly. Andri Mahai, thank you, brother. When kids, oh dear lord, when kids. Elsa, do you want to answer that question? She'll answer that question. She says never. Christopher Corey, Chainlink, I think we're good on that one. I think we just got through that one, and I'll upload an analysis on that one later as well. Golden Cross date, the Golden Cross has already happened. Actually, at least in the way that I look at golden crosses, I only look at exponential moving average golden crosses. I don't really care too much about simple moving average crosses, and for the most part, I actually don't even care about a lot of crosses to begin with, because they just, you have to identify like the proper ones. That one actually had a proper one, at least in the way that I identify them. So looking really good right there. And massive thank you as well, Mr. Buckwheat. Ali Storm says vet 2-hour, 4-hour, and daily. Sure, man. Yeah, let's record this one as well. We haven't done a vet in a long time. And I suspect that this one's probably having a decent day here too. Yep, looking like it's testing the top side of the range, as are most things. There we go. Let's just get it up on this chart as well. This one will be a little bit easier to read, I think, in this current posturing. Let's go to we can start it right here. No problem. All right, so here we have V-chain, symbol VET versus the dollar being requested by, who is this? Mr. Ali Strom. And we're going to be looking at a general overview right here. So first thing that kind of stand out to me, we did break the short-term time frame range above about 1290 or so, as we did say was like the other day. This is coming alongside an expanding volatility signature, and also RSI getting back into the bullish control zone here as well, and also precipitated by the jewel, which actually did get this low right here, a little bit better than the RSI in this particular instance. So we did say that a target back around the high side of the consolidation would be initiated after that, 14 cents in this case. And while this one probably does have a short-term pullback from this region, kind of what it's doing right now, could pull all the way back down to 13 cents or so, no problem. I would be looking for an upside resolution. This is very, very good volume signature right here. And actually I typically don't pay too much attention to volume signatures except on breakouts. In this case right here, you have a pretty you kind of have what you would expect on a breakout. Big volume pouring in, actually even bigger than what got you into this consolidation to begin with. So that is a good signal. And I expect that this is going to be also spilling on over into the daily as well. And guess what it is? Very, very similar signatures here to what we saw on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few others, of which we have that hidden bullish evidence right here, back around the bullish control zone. And this is all within the context of an extremely low volatility environment. And I believe, oh no, we had our golden cross way back on over here. But again, a general uptrend continuation. I mean, very, 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 very good. So I would be looking for this one to very likely take the next leg up. And next sort of more, I guess, medium to long-term target is going to be somewhere around about 18.5 to, I think, about 19.5 cents. Probably just say 20 cents at that point. I expect that we're probably going to see this reflected on momentum also as well in the short-term timeframes. I also should offer up an invalidation point on the other side, but for right now, 4 hour actually could go for a little bit of a pullback. Wouldn't take too much. Again, I really have nothing bear to say about this one, though, on the higher term time frames, especially as long as you're above that 13 cent level. Below there, yeah, it might be a bit of a trap, but for right now, all good, at least in the way that I look at things. And in this case right here, what do we see as far as 12-hour Stokes? We do see 12-hour Stokes upwards and onwards as long as above about 11.8, and daily is going to be 12.40 or so. So I do expect that this one actually is looking pretty damn good right here, and I do expect that it probably does continue from this current level, looking good, looking very, very good. I mean, that's not necessarily the most bearish chart in the world that I've seen, and within the context of this current market, I expect that most things are going to be moving up together, and you might even call this an inverted head and shoulders right here. This one's actually rather obvious, in fact. So you could generate some more long-term targets with a move above about 15 cents on a daily closure. You actually could technically have some more long-term targets. I'm going to take a more conservative measure move on this one. It actually does line up around the top side of that next targeted region on a formation breakout alongside a silver cross on the 2-day as well, which is looking pretty damn good. So yes, I do like this one pretty much all the way around. And again, invalidation points obviously very important, but looking good for right now, especially. All right, cool. Danch Vancouver, could you please explain hedging, how to hedge my Bitcoin spot if I have 50% of my portfolio in crypto, how to hedge that? Okay, so how to hedge? Well, so if you have your Bitcoin spot, so let's say you are long one Bitcoin, right? And maybe I can give an example over here on my testnet account, because I'm long, or can you see this right now? Actually, I'm going to get rid of my picture for a second as I explain this so that you can actually see the positions right there. Okay, so I am long from $33,000 on Bitcoin. I essentially consider this spot. Technically, it's on leverage, but operates in the same way. Anyways, so that gives me at this point, I think I bought 165,000 contracts at that price point. So that means I'm really only how many Bitcoin long right now? Not as many, maybe 3, a little bit more than 3 Bitcoin long right now. So if I wanted to hedge this, I'd go onto a futures, a futures contract or options as well. In fact, I prefer to do it with options. But if you were to do it with futures to make it a little bit more simple, what you could do is you could take a further dated expiration and then sell however much you want to cover. Let's say you want to cover 50% of your position, essentially kind of taking profit at that level plus the premium. Then you'd sell, 1.5 Bitcoin, assuming that I kind of have a 3 basis right there. So it would reduce your deltas, meaning that you still get to participate in the upside, but with less amount of your, of your stack right there, as you kind of locked in a portion of it. Now, for most people, you probably shouldn't worry too much about hedging. What you should probably worry about is just taking profits and then repositioning, because for most people, it's just not going to be, worth the hassle. And I imagine that if you're asking a question, and again, I don't mean to kind of shit on you right here, but if you're asking a question like this right now, this is not the time to be learning. You learn on a testnet account. You learn on a on a paper account. You don't want to learn in real time. And I forgot to talk about even the fucking sale that we have as well. By the way, we have a sale. 20% is off on everything. We also have a merchandise store as well, and the link is in the description below. And holy moly, man, my team is going to hate me because I completely forgot to talk about that. Maybe we'll come back to that a little bit later. But as always, when it comes to any one of the programs that you can see over here, Do not jump into these programs. Watch the videos. Watch the promo videos that that you can see on all these pages right here, because it is going to tell you who it's for, who it's not for, what to expect. And the most important thing that I can say to anyone right now is that if you're on the fence with any of these things, don't do it. We don't want people in there who are on the fence, because it's probably not going to be a good fit. I mean, you either know that you want to do it or you don't. And if you're unsure, there's no harm in just using the free content on YouTube as well, because it's probably going to get most people to where they want to get you anyways, and that's kind of what it's designed for. And then if you decide that you maybe want to go into a program, then go from there, again, with the knowledge of the videos as well, or the promo videos as well, making sure that it's actually applicable for you. And also, I want to say that it's certainly not a magic pill as well. Nothing is a magic pill, at least to my knowledge. And most importantly with that, you can probably expect to take about 1 to 2 years on average to kind of get where you want, assuming that you actually put in the effort, which is going to take a lot on your own behalf. I don't want to dissuade people who or it's not necessarily they don't want to dissuade people. I don't want people to think that it's impossible. Obviously, it's not. It can be done. It's just I want people to understand that it's not like you just fucking go to school and you get a grade and then you're good to go. No, this is like an ongoing process, and you can expect to take a long time to get to where you want to be. Or I mean, it depends on your disposition, obviously, but I expect that for most people, especially in today's day and age, of instant results, a year and a half is like too much. Anyways, with that said, we can move on now, and all good. Murrell Gandhi, what's up, man? Hey, thanks, brother. GDLC, okay. Would you get bearish on today's candle? What the fuck is candle? GDLC is a basket of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Link, Litecoin, and Bcash. That's quite the I wonder why Bcash is being included in a lot of these things. Would I get bearish on this? I would get bearish on this if you do start to actually close below yesterday's low, which is 61.89. Until then, though, let's see what this looks like on a short-term time frame. I mean, it does look like a reversal, to be fair. It does look like a reversal, but I wouldn't confirm that as reversal till you close today's upcoming dildo below about 61 bucks, let's say. If you can see that, then yes, I would be looking at this very likely to come back down to the low 50s or so. But for right now, within the context of this current market, I am hesitant to be calling any sort of tops with the way things are looking, at least for the moment in time, and only really for short and medium term time frame trades. And again, I think that the criteria for that is rather clear. If you're trading a daily on this one, though, very obviously below about, like I said, about 61 or 62, that would be a bit concerning. For right now, it's just potential, kind of similar to where Bitcoin, or to what Bitcoin was doing over the last few weeks. Like, look, it's consolidating right now. It does look a little bit nasty on some short-term timeframes, but until we actually get this, I wouldn't necessarily switch around to bearish myself, and there are several long-term more bullish things that I do think supersede that to begin with. So hopefully that was helpful right there. Pig Buns, what's up, man? Happy birthday, Princess. Thanks, sir. Hey, appreciate that. I will enjoy my dentist appointment. Again, I love getting my face torn apart, sir. and thank you as well, Mr. King Cosmic. Here from my daily dose. I know exactly what that means, man. We can go check out SPY futures over here. SPY futures having a little bit of a short-term pullback, it looks like, after hitting new all-time, or actually, no, we did not hit new all-time highs yesterday. I'm surprised, actually. This is this is very uncharacteristic of SPY. So are we having a bit of a reversal right here? I wouldn't necessarily call that just yet. Let's see what it looks like on a 4-hour for right now. I do think this one probably trades a bit of sideways here at best, but I would not call it a reversal on this one until you actually do start to crack back down below about 4,500, almost even 4,505 if you want to be exact. Until that happens, I do look at this as a bit of a range, and first and foremost, I'd give it a chance to put in perhaps a higher low somewhere right around here. Daily is a little bit concerning, I would say, and if this one does want to pull back, 4,500 would be the target on this. But does that make me bearish on the higher term timeframes just yet? Weekly would start to look a little bit more toppy coming into Friday, yes, and monthly, well, I'm just not bearish on a monthly that looks like that still. So short term, bit of sideways action right here. Don't think that you're going to be making new all-time highs today, and you got a pretty obvious range going on. If you want to be bullish, probably looking at something similar to this, if I had to guess, and I wouldn't necessarily switch around to even medium-term bearish as long as you're above about 4,500 or so. And I would be looking for bounces there, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. Anyways, assuming that price action gets around there. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. And there you go, sir. Jack Asselman, there he is. There he is. Thank you, sir. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Sure, man. Yeah, we can look at this one. I expect this one's looking really, really good after that move yesterday. And where is it on my charts? I know it's here somewhere. Yes, I found it. Haha, I found it. it. Did we hit our 7.7 million Satoshi target? We did. We didn't even just hit it. We smashed it. Not bad. A little bit of a short-term pullback right here. That's completely fine. Let's see. Where is this one likely to pull back to? This one can pull back a little bit more, I do expect, and still hold the overall range. That's going to... Jesus, I don't want that trend line right there. Let me get my horizontal raise. Yes, there we go. I suspect that could come as low as about 7.4 million Satoshis. But again, it's all focused on the higher term timeframes right here. This one is looking really, really good. And by the way, I forgot to check out the bi-monthly as well yesterday. And I expect that this one, yes, this is continuation. This is looking really, really good long term. Again, specifically long term. Short term, a little bit of sideways, a little bit of downside, probably implied from here. Wouldn't mind to move down to, like I said, about 7.4 million Satoshi. But I'd be looking for higher lows around there. That obviously always comes with an invalidation point on the other side. Below there, actually, I would be looking for this one to crumble a little bit further down to about 7.1 million Satoshis. And that would actually still look, okay from a higher term time frame perspective, at least in my opinion. But for right now, I do expect that short term time frame pullbacks, it might even already, have already happened. Very likely do beget more long term continuation. This is still one of the better charts that we've seen for altcoin Bitcoin pairings, especially. And the next sort of major long term breakout region would be above about actually 7.7 million Satoshis on a weekly closure. Probably looking at an extension all the way up to the measure move, which is actually in line with our highs coming in from May 2018 at about 8.6 million Satoshis. And, again, I think that things are going to stop there for forever? No, I don't. I think at that point, you probably do see 0.1 over the next few months, as we've been saying, but looking very, very good as it does follow through. Just a little bit of short term, a little bit of short-term sideways, maybe a little bit of downside, but overall very, very good. And I do expect that will, first and foremost, produce a nice higher low, very, very likely. All right, there we go. Thanks for that, Adler Gabe and Shell Wong Kim. Holy man. Oh my God. Mark B, PPT, USD. What is this? Daily and weekly from my mate Steve. Oh dear Lord. Krown, no likey. He doesn't like me. Oh, well, fair enough. All right, PPT. What the hell is this thing? Populous. Oh my God, man. Yeah, this one is a 2017 shitcoin. Holy shit. Oh yeah, we have one of those shitcoin charts way back from 2017. Oh, the shitcoin police are inbound and they've said, lock them up, lock it up. PPT is on the loose. Holy shit, this thing looks absolutely deadly. Yeah, this is what most 2017 shitcoin charts look like, and this is what's going to happen to a lot of the things from the current crop of market cycle as well over time. It goes into the dead heartbeat of irrelevancy. But does this one get to follow on on a little bit of the upside moves? It looks like it participates a little bit in this last move, but just not very, 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 very minimal. And I expect that it probably will hold the lows as you have seen on most other things, something like this essentially. So I would probably be looking for it to pop back up to the high side of this current consolidation, about 283 or so, but just very difficult to get excited about anything that looks like this long term. It looks like it barely trades. I mean, you see a massive spike in volume yesterday, but then you zero in it. It's only like 6.8 million contracts on an asset that trades at $2.50. That's nothing, to be fair. Probably going to move up a little bit with the rest of the market, but certainly going to be a laggard, extremely weak. And this is a chart that only a mother could love. I mean, this is just terrible, man. Like, imagine swimming up the Nile River with only Rosie O'Donnell's queef as your air supply. That is what I'd rather be doing than look at this gigantic piece of monstrosity in front of my face. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Steve, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry that you hate me, but I'm not talking shit about you, sir. I'm only talking about shit about this chart because it's a very bad chart. It's perhaps the worst chart that we've seen today, maybe even this week, actually. Spencer Smith, there he is. What's up, man? The sir of koalas. That's me, man. XYO is the other shitcoin I hold a lot since 0.028. All right, let's check it out. XYO over here. Check on the time as well. Okay, yeah, we're still good on time. I think we got another like 40-50 minutes. It's not popping up on... Okay, so I guess we got to go to one of these pairings over here. We can do versus the Bitcoin pairing. Let's see. Yeah, you didn't specify which pairing, but I expect it's probably this one. Yeah, you did. Okay, so you got 2,800. It's trading at 30.50 right now. It's looking pretty damn good, actually, at least for your position. Yeah, you basically bought the breakout. Yeah, you basically bought the breakout. Makes managing it incredibly easy. Now, I would say risk below about 26.60 or so, but until that happens, man, I mean, this breakout looks fine. It's just a continuation of current trend right now. Volume pouring in on that last move as well. You see the same sort of setup that we kind of saw in Bitcoin. Hidden bullish divergence on daily RSI, expanding volatility, daily daily jewel going as well. Looking good, man. And I do expect that it will continue onwards and upwards. Where the next sort of areas of interest be, I mean, this one's, kind of hard to do. It looks like it's only gotten beaten up over the long period of time, but this would be your next obvious area right here, somewhere right around about 40, somewhere around about 4,000 satoshis or so, give or take. You never know with these very highly esteemed shitcoins. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, this one's been pretty bad for pretty long. But I expect it probably actually has a better Bitcoin pairing chart than the last one that we looked at, to be fair. So there you go. You got that working for you. It's all good. Shell Wong Kim says, amen with love from Korea. Oh, Lord, it's great. Yes, I can finally go to Korea and feel good about it, man. I'm going to go watch those StarCraft tournaments. It's going to be excellent. Elsa's going to love it because she's going to have to sit through it as well. Anyways, Serum, USD on the 4-hour daily. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Serum. This one's actually been rather interesting to look at. Man, I just started to look into staking over the last couple days, and why have I not been doing this for a while now? So silly. So silly. Just money left on the table. Yeah, Serum looking good right here. I think we looked at this one yesterday, so perhaps I do follow up on this video as well. I will quote another one for this. Here we have Serum, symbol SRM versus the dollar right here. We're going to be looking at a 4-hour and daily. Looks like it did hit our short-term upside targets somewhere around, I believe it was 980 or so, or somewhere around about $10. But I suspect it didn't, or it looks like it didn't save my chart from yesterday. Anyways, right around $10 where I'd be looking for on this move. We do have the same sort of setup that we see across the land today. Hidden bullish evidence on daily RSI, playing out to a T. We do see this within the context of expanding volatility as well, back above the moving average. Very, very important right there. And daily jewel also giving some positive curvature as well. So as always, it does come with an invalidation point on the other side. In this case, actually very simply put, it's going to be right below this slew of wicks right here at about 780. Now, there's a little bit of risk from where we're currently looking at, but even the short-term time frame is looking good here as you asked for. 4-hour, multiple drafts of hidden bullish evidence right around the bullish control zone. Same thing on Jewel, and even the volatility hasn't started to expand as well. So, again, I do expect that this one probably does make another leg up somewhere around about 10 and a quarter. So maybe plays out a bit of a medium term pullback from there. And then we come back to it after that. Long term, I wouldn't make any statements on it just yet. And again, watch for that invalidation point. If things do come back down below there, that'd be obviously very bad. But for right now, this is, a very familiar setup. And these have been playing out pretty damn good across the board. So I like it, sir. I like it actually quite a fair bit. Let's actually just take a quick little look at momentum charts over here. See what we got going on. Let's see. Yeah, daily Stokes will be up as long as it's above about 912. So pretty much where it is at right now. If you can just close above there, I'll be looking for the next continuation phase. And you probably do start to continue on for the long term as well. 4-hour, what are we doing right here? Actually freshly turning up on this current move. That's really, really good. 880 going to be the magical number. And yes, I expect that it very likely will continue from here. So be aware of your invalidation points, of course. You would know where mine would be in this case. But this one's looking good for continuation, as are most things. There you go, Serum. Nice one. Let's see. BW Nasty, happy birthday. That's right, man. Got my girth today. FTT, yes. Okay, definitely FTT. This one's been very interesting to me as well, just because it's a Sam token, and well, Sam knows what he's doing. that's really all that it comes down to. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna record this one as well. Here we have FTX token, symbol FTT. It might be a little bit confusing there for Elsa, but that's all good. And this one being requested by, of course, BW and Nasty. We're gonna be looking at a 4-hour daily and weekly. Very, very powerful move right here. Big volume on the break of this ascending triangle that we identified, I guess, like a week ago or a week and a half ago. It's looking good on that one. Obviously already hit the measure move on this. We could probably make a bit of an extension for this as well to see where the next areas of interest are. And it looks like we already did hit the 3.618 extension from that base. So I probably would be looking for a short-term pullback from here. Let's see what the short-term timeframes look like on an hourly. Yeah, a little bit short-term toppy. I imagine we probably have some bearish evidence on the hourly. We do, so that's all. So I do expect that we do play at a bit of a pullback here. I'm gonna sneeze, man. Whoops. It's highly unprofessional. But then again, who says it's professional? We're talking about magic internet money business, and I'm talking about dildos on the internet. Jesus Christ, man. And somehow, some way, this channel got 86,000 subscribers. Don't know how the hell that happened, but definitely a mistake on the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, looking at this right here on the 4-hour, we don't really see the same sort of setup for a bit of a pullback. Although the one thing that's slightly concerning short term is BBWP is redlining like all hell for multiple bars in a row right there as well. So I do expect that it probably does trade a bit of sideways here, maybe even stabs up towards that 70 to 71 target once again, and then plays out a bit of a pullback. Where would pullback targets be? This one's going to be difficult just because the range is going to be massive, seeing as it had such a mega move over the last day or so. But I'd say about $61.50. Not necessarily that I think that things are going to come exactly down to there, but I would say that if things do come down around there, that would that would look good for a higher low. Let's see if that lines up with anything on the daily as well. Not really, although that would be around the 2.272 in this case. So I would be looking for a little bit of base and action around that region. But again, daily is looking really nice. Multiple drives of hidden bullish evidence right here. Volatility expanding to the heavens, and we do see Jewel is also on the same side as well. Weekly, as you asked for. I would be looking for a long-term continuation on this. If it does close anywhere above $61 by end of week, that would also imply hidden bullish evidence on weekly RSI, rather powerful. And I would be looking for generally more long-term targets to get hit, of which we could probably populate some more of these, which are going to be somewhere around like the $80 region and probably more over time as well. Again, this one just closed the monthly, or actually no, this new month is looking really good. But well. Fair enough. I was going to say that we probably did close on all-time highs on the prior monthly, but we actually did not. Either which way, this one's looking very nice for a long-term continuation. Another Sam coin taking over the world, and there we go, man. Congratulations if you're holding that thing, man. Looking at very good. Holy man, this is a good day. It's a good day across the board. Dan Daya, what's up, man? Quick question. When you hit your targets and exit a position, how do you target entry for the next trade, assuming that the longer term trend is leaning upwards? This is a really simple question to answer, actually. Okay, so when you postulate a question like this, and again, please do not take this personally, because I'm speaking in generalities here, but when you postulate a question like this, it shows that you do not have a plan. What you are doing is you're gambling, and you're just dumping into a position or out of position because you think it looks good. Now, you might have a bit of a plan because at least you had some targets, at least presumed from that statement. But the more important thing is that the next portion of your question is very telling. How do you target entry for the next trade, assuming that the longer term trend is leaning upwards? I play out my strategy in exactly the way that it is defined by myself. There is no deviating from that. There should never be a question of when is the next entry. It's just I look for the next signal that would have been, similar signature to what got me in that trade to begin with that I just got out of, and then I just wait for that again. And if I get that again, I get back in. That's it. That's as simple as it is. And this is where I think a lot of people really get lost in trading, is they try to do too much as once, or they try to do too many different things at once as well. Pick one fucking style, stick with it. You'll know your signals. It should be absolutely abundantly clear whenever you get a signal. It should be crystal fucking clear, no questions asked. I either enter or exit, and obviously, I either enter or I don't enter, and then obviously that comes alongside an invalidation point and then a targeted point as well, at the very bare fucking minimum. So with that in mind, it's just a repetition of that successful behavior, because that is where TA or that is where whatever edge that you're going to be using can actually work for you. You are working with statistics, which you have likely, or at least hopefully, back tested your strategy at least a few hundred times. if you do the back test, the actual backwards testing, you can do it infinite amount of times, technically speaking, all the way back down to the dawn of history. But more importantly, you should also have some live statistics as well, and you should know exactly what you're looking for. So with that said, my question, or it would just be back, statement back to you. Your question is actually answered in and of yourself. You just look for the next signal that actually produced the prior winning trade, assuming that you actually have back tested that and you have data that supports your trading thesis. If you can do that, you'll very likely have a good career. If you don't do that, then it'll just be more guessing, and some will work out, some won't work out, and that's no way, at least in my experience, to make long-term gains. No one important says, happy birthday, good sir. Thanks, brother. Good look at, or general look at LRC USD. LRC, is this library credits? LRC USD. No, it's Loopring. I always get those ones mixed up right here. Loopring, another 2017 shitcoin as well. But let's see, where is this one in the grand scheme of things? Did it? No, it's nowhere near its prior all-time highs. Yeah, so another very unimpressive chart from a long-term perspective. But that's probably not what you're asking for. You're probably asking for, you don't even have no time frames given. I mean, look, most things in this market are moving together right now, and this one probably not going to be any different. I wouldn't necessarily say that I have anything bearish to say about this one, or actually, I already have it plotted in right there. I don't have any. I don't have any invalidation point until this thing goes back down below 45 cents. It looks like we already hit our 77 target from the last time we looked at it. I think it was like a week or two ago. It's been a while. Other than that, though, I just look for this one to trade a bit of sideways right here. I imagine you're probably going to populate a very similar setup to what we see on a lot of the other majors, where it trades sideways for a while. You get a golden cross on major moving averages, maybe put in a higher low, perhaps in this case at around high 40s or so, and then continue on, assuming that the rest of the broad market stays strong, because this one will require a strong broad market in order for it to look good. Now, below 44 cent, very fucking bad. I'd be looking for this one to, crater down to about maybe a quarter or 30 cents or so. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt within this market. And And a very most likely probably sideways in this case, with a little bit of downside implied. But again, that would just be another higher low and just give it a chance to set up once again. Crookface, thank you, brother, and Laura as well. Thank you. Oh, nice. We have some women here. That's awesome. Or girls, or women, or maybe I should not assume. Be very cool. Yeah, don't scare them. Don't. Act cool, guys. Sorry, Laura. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Okay, it's just it feels cool when there's like multiple genders represented in this chats right now. Rosario Mazzetti says, "Hey, thanks for that, brother. Do you see anything obvious on ET chart? It was the biggest buy of U.S. congressman in August. Oh God. I wonder what's going on right here. So energy transfer." All right, so we're doing a little bit of insider trading right now. I see reaccumulation right here. Was that in August? Yes, that was in August. I expect that this one is getting reaccumulated. This one very likely does have an upside resolution invalidation below about $9 even. Very easy chart, actually, very well defined. Looks like I've looked at it from the past as well. It's a terrible chart long term. I don't suspect that I don't think it's going to go more than like $13, even in the most ridiculous rally here. Then again, it is an energy related type thing, so perhaps it does. I mean, those things can kind of pump and dump like shit coins. But for right now, this to me looks like it does look like a weekly reversal. In fact, it is a weekly reversal. We do already have it. I've been looking for it to go sideways and up, probably back up to about 1160, 1150 or so, and then check it out from there. But yeah, it is looking like August was used for reaccumulation after that weekly reversal. So that is a good sign. Looking pretty damn good right there. Ben Woods, hey, thanks, man. Please do Luna short term. Yeah, we haven't looked at Luna in like a week. This one I know is incredibly popular. Let's check it out right on over here. Okay, I got 30 minutes left. This one's already at new all-time highs. Jesus Christ. All right, looks like we did hit the 2-spot extension right there. Lovely, coming back down for a little bit of a short-term move. Do I want to record this one? Yeah, you know what? I will record this one actually. All right. Here we have Luna, or this one's actually Terra Luna. Yeah, Terra Luna, symbol LUNA, versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. Ben Woods. Going to be looking at a general overview of this one. Short-term timeframes, as you asked for, are going to just be, well, just a little bit of a reaccumulation at not prior all-time highs, but new all-time highs in this case. Now, I don't necessarily have a strong opinion on whether it retraces a little bit more, perhaps all the way down to $28.5 to $29 or so. My strong opinion is on is on the fact that it's above this 26.25 level right here. As long as that holds, I am looking for this one to continue on with the long-term macro rally after some sideways reaccumulation in this region right here. In fact, you could even argue that we're already seeing it right here. Momentum oscillators like 4-hour RSI do suggest that. Bullish divergence come off that last low right there. This is also accompanied by a DMI and 4-hour Joule. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a perfect buy signal or anything like that, but you do see that we are getting a little bit of an upside curvature right there as well, which is generally good. And if we do go over to the daily and perhaps even higher term timeframes, that's where I start to think that yes, it probably does have another move down somewhere around $28.5 to $29. But overall, I do like this, and consolidating it around or consolidating in all-time highs, this is generally a good signature right here. I imagine the monthly had a phenomenal closure. It certainly did. So if this thing actually did even break down below this $27 level right here, I do think $22.5 to $23 would be a very obvious area for a long-term play, perhaps, as the monthly is very likely to make new all-time highs, maybe September, but very likely in October or before the end of the year. This is looking good. At least for the data that we do have. Let's go check out the 2-day as well. Yeah, 2 days a bit more sideways. So I don't think that this one's actually going to be moving today. I think it's mostly sideways and perhaps a little bit of downside over the next few days, and then very likely sets it up maybe later this month, something like that. 4-hour Stokes are actually going to be pointed up with any sort of a closure above 31.5, of which we're pretty much above right now. Still got a couple hours left to go on that one. 12 hours going to be turning down as long as below 33.5, and daily is going to be down as long as below 36.5. So again, I do expect that you're going to chop around sideways, probably test some downside on this one, but again, long-term bullish as long as you're above about $27 or so on a 4-hour closing basis. Hopefully that was helpful, sir, and there you go. Nice one. What's up, Chris Bourbon? Happy as well to you, sir. So if you could keep the Red Dildo Factory shut down as long as possible, that'd be great. No problem. No problem. I'll put in a word with what movie is that from, man? What movie is that from? Oh my god, what movie is that from? I have it on the tip of my tongue. I can see the guy. The fucking stapler guy and the fax machine guy. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, and there's MF Pump. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Nice one. I'm sure someone's going to know in the chats. Oh, this one's going to really, really bother me. Oh my God. What is it? It's I know Office Space. Yes, it's Office Space. Of course, it's Office Space. I know that face, man. I know the face of the guy, but I just didn't know the name of the movie. Green Third Eye says, "Happy birthday, sir." Thank you, brother. YFI. Okay, 2 eyes. All right, so 2 eyes here. Man, yeah. Now the chat's flooding with it. That's great. Everyone knows it. You were definitely you definitely had some life in the 90s if you know that one. Okay, YFI looking good actually on a higher low right here on the 4 hour. We do have some hidden bullish evidence very likely populating itself between this point and this point. Just need to trade a little bit of sideways right here, and I'd love to see a closure on a 4 hour time frame of about 62.30 or so to confirm that, and then I'd be looking for a run back around the current highs of this rally about 68.50 or so. Daily, long term, looking good. Yeah, looking very good actually. Did retest around its prior highs in September 2020 actually. This to me just looks like a pullback from there, a little bit of profit taking. Nothing bearish for me to say about this thing as long as you're above about 5,200 on a daily, especially. The breakout is real, and again, within the consciousness of the market, I suspect that that's going to be so. Weekly, if this weekly does close anywhere above about 5,600 or so, I would be looking for this one to probably trade towards new all-time highs. This is looking decent enough for the history that we do have daily. Again, good setup out of this base right here. This trend continuation alongside alongside momentum, multiple drives of hidden bullish divergence right there, and then also volatility also sprucing up as well. So this is looking good for general continuation after a little bit of short-term sideways, perhaps. Might even already be ready, like I did say, as if it does put in a local low right here, confirmation would be closing back above about 64, I'd say 6,400 or so. Then you will actually have hidden bullish evidence on the 4 hour time frame. Although I suspect that this could be drawn out a little bit longer based off the volatility signature right here, as this one actually did redline for a bit. So a bit of sideways within this region, and then very likely a resolution perhaps next week. But looking good, actually looking pretty damn good. Farshem, there he is, Sol USD. Yeah, man, it's taken this long to get to Sol. All right, we can do a little bit of Solana right here. Okay, Solana, actually very interesting to me because Solana is getting reaccumulated at an incredibly high level right now. Let's actually put this in right here. Okay, how many videos do I already have? Because I might have already like done too many for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What the fuck, Krown? Oh my god. All right, I think we'll skip Solana recording for today, but this one actually looking pretty damn good. This is what I had in yesterday. I'm gonna get rid of it just in lieu of this little high right here. It's a little bit more obvious now, but you got a bit of a trading range going on. I still think that there is a bit of a threat of coming back down somewhere around about 98.5 to 99 bucks right here. However, this is looking pretty damn good. In fact, if it does confirm another higher low right here, we will have 1, 2, 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence between this low, and this low. Confirmation on continuation would be with a 4 hour back above about 122 or so, or sorry, 120 that is. Daily daily still looks good actually. Yes, we did kind of stab into the 4 spot 414, which we sold off from, but long term, I'll stick with what I said, I think it was like a week ago or so. 140 would be the area more long term. Again, it's the monthly also as well. I mean, this is, very likely to make new all-time highs, maybe September, very likely October, however. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. Now, here's the thing. Where would this start to invalidate? Of course, below this region right here, about 98 and in a quarter, I would start to look for a big move down, actually, down to about $80 even or so. But I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening right here. Generally speaking, this is looking like reaccumulation at a very, very high level. I mean, this thing is just, it's a fucking Sam coin, man. It's a Sam coin. It's good. It's summer. It's good, I guess. I guess that actually works. Let's see. Cole Evans got a timeshare in Cabo. If you and Elsa ever wanted to use it to celebrate, grab characters RSI today. Nice, nice, man. Do you use custom settings? I can show you my settings. I actually don't know if they're custom or not. I'm using a 14 length, a 12 on the EMA, and then everything else should be about default. Divergence look back bars, I do run a 26 right now. Sometimes I'll actually go out to a 28, but I never go past a 28. 26 is pretty dependable. 28 starts, to kind of fuck around with the signals a little bit too much, and so I find that the efficacy of them went a little bit below 60%, whereas right now they're it's pretty damn good, pretty damn consistent. So all good. Chris S says, can we look at Zen? Zen. Okay, Zen, like Zen Bucks? Was this? No, it's Horizon. Yeah, it was Horizon. Yeah, man, I think I told the story about Zen the last time someone asked about this thing. It's okay right here. And what's very interesting to me about this one is that this one actually is a 2017 shitcoin that survived, that you don't really hear too much about as well. And you have a perfect retest of your prior to mine right here, as you do right here. Long term, I'd say this is actually a really, really good sign, in fact. So I wonder if that guy actually held, because some guy like put his whole life savings into this thing in 2018 when this thing went down like 90% or so. Not a laughing matter. I mean, he even went on loans as well. And now apparently this thing's not just running, it's at new all-time highs. I mean, this is really good. Very, 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 very good as long as this thing's above about $80 or so. That would be my validation point for this rally falling apart. But right now it just looks like a general grind to the upside. Next sort of daily targets would be somewhere right around here. An area of interest, I guess, would be a better terminology for it. Daily RSI, it looks sloppy. I imagine this thing doesn't really have too much volume or too much activity going on, but you can kind of see the etchings of a lot of the same signatures. Monthly, not as strong as some of the other ones. I would be looking for anywhere between about 110 and 114 or so to push back on price action. Looking at weekly right here, yeah, same thing. Weekly setup, okay. Not as strong in the shorter term timeframes, but also not as obvious as well. I'm actually kind of struggling with this one. I mean, it's just an upturn right here. Nothing too crazy about it. Actually, rather simple in some regards as well. Again, I would change my opinion on it below about $80 or $81 to be exact. Until that happens, I'll just be looking for more of the same, man. Especially within the current context of the market. Crystal Lisa, there he is. What's up, man? XRP. Yeah, we can look at some XRP. Actually, I meant to look at that one yesterday. XRP 1.25. Hey, not bad. Hitting the top side of our targeted range. Very, very good. And again, within the context of this market, kind of have to be favoring the upside right here. You got the same setup, same fucking setup. Multiple drives of hidden bullish divergence being resolved right now. Back above the exponential into the bullish control zone. Daily jewel, positive curvature, good. And daily volatility has not started to expand. You don't expect it to actually expand until we actually do break above the top side resistance of it. In this case, that's just below 128. I expect that probably will happen. Again, a little bit more sloppier on Ripple, but I feel very vindicated in saying, hey, I know a lot of people are bearish on this one. I think it was last week. I would not feel the same way myself until we actually do crack back down below about 107, I think it was. This one does have a measure move as well. So more, once it actually does break above the topside resistance, especially on like a 12-hour or daily closure, we'll look for a nice run to about a $1.50. And then you got your prior major breakdown regions as areas of interest more long term. So maybe a short term, medium term pullback from here, and then very likely 160 or so. This one, looking good. Looking good. I know that a lot of people hate Ripple, but this one's actually acting relatively well right here, especially on the weekly as well. And monthly actually had a beautiful closure above all major moving averages. We even have a monthly reversal as well. Here's your next higher low, obviously a higher high right here. Good. Yeah, this one's actually having a MAC reversal right in front of your very eyes, confirmed just a couple days ago. Looking good. Looking very, very good. Jose Palomares, what's up, man? Been following since March this year. Holy man, we got a new one. All good, though. Much love from Atlanta, Georgia. Fuck yeah, man. I love Atlanta, Georgia. That's where all the best rappers come from, and that is excellent. Litecoin daily. Okay, we can look at Litecoin daily. Again, basically the same setup that we've seen a million times today. Same sort of hidden bullish evidence right here. Has not got the positive curvature on daily jewel just yet. I want to see that cyan color, but this is all coming in within the context of an extremely low volatile environment as it essentially holds around the 200 exponential average. Now, this one's certainly a laggard. To be fair, you see that it's still not even got the golden cross on daily, but as long as this thing is above, especially like 174, it's just not wise to be bearish on this thing, especially within the current context of the market. I'd probably be looking for this one to make a leg up somewhere around about $1.90, $1.93 or so, and then I would be looking at breakouts. A confirmation of breakout essentially with any sort of a closure, especially above about 211 for like an actual big move. In this case, probably looking at trying to find some areas of interest here. Let's see. First off, what would be the measure move off of this formation right here? That actually be right to that 211 level. So I wouldn't necessarily call a break like a macro breakout just because you resolve this consolidation, which would be resolved with any sort of a closure either above about 190 or a wick higher than about 191.73. And then yes, I would extend those targets to about 211. If we start to close above there on a daily, I would extend targets significant amount around your May breakdown levels right here, but that's still pretty well and far away. Again, I suspect that it probably will follow the rest of the market. Just not as strong to be specific here. There he is, Mr. T. I know you're expecting me to say happy birthday. It's all good, man. Merry Christmas. All right, that's fair enough as well. Link BTC. Yeah, we can do Link BTC really quick. We already looked at Link USD. So I'm curious to see if this one's going to be too different. It's kind of sitting up here too. I don't know if I like this chart as much. It looks like I was trying to do something resembling higher lows here the last time I looked at it. That didn't work out, but we do have something still going on like this, which it does look like reaccumulation. You can see that this is going to very likely take a long time. Resolution is nowhere soon. I mean, as this thing is, as long as this thing's below about 9250 or so, I would maybe even call a resolution to the upside with the closure above on a weekly, specifically above about 7,800 satoshis. But for right now, it's probably going to take its time. It looks okay, I suppose, but it's going to be hard for this thing to rally versus its Bitcoin parent when Bitcoin's rallying itself. The area I think more important that you're probably going to be more interested in is going to be when this is resolved right here. I'd say I would probably consider it resolved with a weekly above about 8,000 satoshis. Confirmation, if you're conservative, would be back above about 90. What is this? Yeah, about 9,000 satoshis. You're probably looking at a run back around, I guess in this case, your August 2020 areas. But still well and far away, man. And at best, this one's going to take its time. At worst, and how you're going to know if this one completely fails is with any sort of a move back down below 4,600 satoshis. That would look incredibly bad. Until that happens, though, I guess you give it the benefit of the doubt as a reaccumulation after a just massive mega uptrend. Other than that, though, I don't really have too much to say about that thing. Drawfight, what's up, man? Hey, love the show and sending you good vibes. That's all I need, sir. That's all I need. Thoughts on Binance leverage tokens, BTC up and ETH up? I'm not familiar with them myself. I don't know what they represent. I don't know the contract details, and I typically don't like things that Binance does. Sorry, but usually, I'm not a big fan of, of a lot of their derivative products from what I've seen. I haven't really been keeping up with them. I've never traded on Binance. I never intend to trade on Binance, and I would never want to also trade on Binance. It just looks like somewhere where you do not want to put like actual money on. But I can't speak specifically towards those leverage tokens. They also do some good things as well. I do want to balance that statement out, but I don't know the specifics of those contracts, so I can't comment. Hey, what's up, Go Lucky? Appreciate it, brother. 69. There it is. I can rest now in peace. Mike Hollander, what's up, man? Luna short and medium term. I think we already got that one, so I'm actually gonna repost that, or I'm gonna post that analysis later today. So I think we're probably good there. Let me know if you want to look at anything specific, and we can maybe go back to it, but. If I recall properly, that one was looking good long-term, but short-term, medium-term was more or less sideways. Jimmy Bacchus, what's up, man? There he is. Benjamin Shai, and again, man, thank you. XLM USD, yeah, let's check it out. Oh, I have Stellar up already there, but we'll look at it on this one as well. You're looking at what time frames? No time frames given, so I'm just gonna roll with it on this one. Again, same setup right here. This one even did give you a little bit of a bear trap right there, but quickly bought back up above the 200 exponential average, so that is good. Does not have the golden cross just yet, so again, a laggard, but I do expect that it does have a short-term move up somewhere around about 37.5 cents or so. Resolution on this little sideways consolidation would be had with any sort of a closure above about 40 cents even, and then I'd be looking for a move all the way up to the highs of this current, of this current range right here for the more long-term. Above there, you can start to get more excited for, mega moves and good stuff like that. But for right now, not the most interesting 2017 chart, to be fair. Let's look at short-term timeframes. Short-term timeframes, again, look good. Short-term, I do expect that this one will trade up somewhere around about 38 cents or so, and then I'd be looking for a breakout, again, above about 40 cents, and then be looking for, much bigger moves, somewhere between about 46 to 50 cent even, and then come back to it after that. And of course, need an invalidation point on the other side, below 34 cent, very fucking bad. This rally's going to fall apart and go down to hell, but for right now, good. Right now, good, sir. Doug Dale, VRA 4 hour. Okay, VRA, what is this one? Veracity? Yeah, Veracity. Oh, wow, yeah. Good move right here. Big volume on this, on this macro move. This one's ready, man. It's already resolving this nice little sideways consolidation as well. A little bit of an ascending triangle going on right there. Can probably make a bit of a measure move on this one. I imagine it probably shows up better on a 4 hour. Oh, what do you know? It does. There you go. Very strong. Very, very strong. This would be an example of a strong altcoin right here. And again, this does come with an invalidation point, but as long as this thing's below, or sorry, as long as this thing is above about 35.5 cent, very, very good. I just look at short-term time frame pullbacks as just very likely higher lows. Technical target short term would be 4.3 cent or so. I don't necessarily think that thing's stopped there for the long term. Again, within this market environment, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing rally a little bit higher and then play out more of a medium term pullback from somewhere right around. Actually, that is kind of about the same level. Other than that, though, I mean, this one's actually an example of one of the more strong ones. It's actually made its move ahead of many other things, so that's a good signal. That's actually a pretty damn good signal. Monthly, kind of unhelpful. Doesn't really have too much to populate right there, so Unfortunate. Guys, I do have to warn you that I will need to leave in about 10 minutes here. I will need to leave in about 10 minutes. And the pump, there he is. Shiva Ram, appreciate it, brother. FTM, yeah, we haven't looked at FTM. We can do this really quickly. I'm going to try to get through as much as I can before the next 10 minutes. Let's see. FTM looking good for continuation, man. This is powerful. Bullish engulfing dildo yesterday, closing on new high, or actually, no, did not close on new highs, but very, very good. Short term, if it wants to come back down to 77.5 cents, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. In fact, short term, it might actually do that. We do see some bearish divergence right there. Volatility is rather high on the 4 hour as well. So a bit of sideways here, maybe a little bit of downside, but I am still looking for a long-term up as long as it's staying, especially above 70.5 cents. I'd even go as far as saying as long as above about 75 cents. Daily still looks good to me. Weekly still looks mega good. Actually even made new all-time highs. Monthly, very, very good as well. I think we said this one was going to make new all-time highs this month, and it already has. So I'd be looking for a bit of sideways here, and then probably another try for some upside, maybe into next week. I think this one's had a pretty damn good run thus far, though. Christina P, appreciated. Dent USD, Dent, the Denta coin. The old dent, the old teeth on the blockchain, huh? A bit of a laggard right here, long term. We actually don't have the long term 2017 charts for this one, but again, this thing rather easy actually, as long as you're above about 56, whatever number that is. I think that's 5.6 tenths of a cent. I'd be looking for generally sideways and up, probably back up to the top side of this consolidation. You'll have resolution back above this high right here at about 24th of August. Probably look at moves back around your May breakdown levels, which would be way back on over here. Again, going to require a strong broad market in this case. This one's a little bit more on the laggard side, but short term, yeah, very likely does trade up from here. Wouldn't mind to move back around about spot 7 tenths of a cent. Probably even today or tomorrow. It's looking decent right here. Volatility increasing, trend, momentum. Even the 4 hour jewel got a pretty damn good signal right there as well. Looking good. Looking good for the short and medium term. Would be a little bit hesitant on the more long term just because it is on the weaker side, I would say. Matthew Stanislaw, hey, thanks, man. Thank you, brother. And as usual, gay for some TA, beautiful. Looking forward to hearing the doggies song someday. Oh man, I know it's a monstrosity. It's terrible. It's terrible that we haven't gotten this just yet. I was considering just uploading it anyways. Cardano BTC. On the 4 hour and daily, 4 hours just continuation. 4 hour RSI telling the story on this one. And 4 hour, actually, no, we're not seeing the volatility expand with this one. Oh, no, this is daily. Holy shit. This is very good then. 4 hour, yes, we are seeing it expand right here. This one's getting ready for another move, man. And it just broke out of a technical base right here, too. Nice little ascending triangle lead into this one. Good, man. Hidden bullish evidence right there. Jewel and volatility, trend, momentum, and volatility. Always good alongside of each other. Let's see. Do we have any historical areas to be aware of? Not really at this point. Not really at this point. This thing's very, 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 very good. However, I would offer up that if this thing does crack back down below about 5,900 satoshis, that would be rather concerning. I would be looking for a greater pullback first, and I'd call that a decent bull trap in this case, down to about 5,250. But for right now, this one looks like it wants more, at least for the time being. I don't really have any general targets on that one. It's like, it's kind of in no man's land right now. It's in a blue sky breakout pretty much. I mean, technically not, but I mean, that is definitely one of the best charts we've seen today. I mean, hidden bullish evidence on that last low. That's already played out, though. That's still looking good. I expect that one continues. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. We're actually almost to the bottom here. So I don't have to miss anyone. Sean R, Ren, 4 hour daily. Sure. Okay, Ren. Ren, why does this one sound familiar? All right. Yeah, looking good right here. Looking good right here. I mean, the weekly is a breakout, it looks like. Daily's breakout as well. Actually broke out of this technical base right here. Didn't even get the golden cross on this one. Directly in line with that 200 simple. Used it as support yesterday. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to trade a little bit north of its current levels right here. Somewhere right around here. I want to see volatility on daily BBWP get into the 90 percentiles before I look for medium-term tops. 4 hour, I imagine we're probably close to there or already there. Yes, we are already there. So a little bit of short-term, maybe sideways. Within this region, could come down all the way to about 79 cents or so, but I would not call this, invalidated or a trap as long as this thing's above, especially like 75. Just make it easy, not 3/4 right there, nice and easy. Mr. Jackpots, what's up, man? Thanks, brother. Discovered your channel in January, and oh, awesome, man. Hell yeah, there we go. Oh, well, man, my pleasure. Because actually, those are some of my favorite videos. It's actually kind of sad that I haven't recorded one in a while, but I need to field some more content for that. I definitely need to field some more content for that. But I feel like I'm kind of tapped on it for the time being. But yeah, I think we're going to end things there. It's an hour and 23 minutes into this video right now. I am just about at the end of my time as well. Oh god damn it, Cooley. All right, I don't know these names. All right, just one last one, man. One last one. All right, Nimic. All right, look at this thing. Terrible, just god awful chart. Worst chart that we've seen today, or one of the worst charts that we've seen today. Just fucking bad. Very, 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 very bad. Nothing good about this chart as long as it's above, 5/10 of a cent. One's certainly a laggard. The only reason why this thing would rally is because it's part of this market right now and everything, and their mother gets a chance to rally. I don't think it would, even if it got a piece of this rally, I wouldn't think it'd go anything more than like spot 6/10 of a cent. Very fucking bad, man. Martin Hunt, what's up, man? And thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, shit, man. I do need to sign off now. I want to say, again, a massive, massive thank you, a massive heartfelt thank you. At some point, I'll come up with a better way to formulate my thoughts on how to express gratitude properly. But it's been absolutely overwhelming, the support on this channel and during these times. And I just want to say a massive, massive thank you. It's been a beautiful time in my life to have you a part of this as well. I am looking at my hat now, and I've realized that it's actually blinking as well. It's looking ridiculous. Gabriel Evans is gonna say fuck you and just spam the chat, so that's fair enough. It's your prerogative to do that, but also it's our prerogative to ban you. Send him on a vacation, baby. Alrighty, fellas, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like I said, I'm gonna be signing off now. We'll be back on tomorrow with some more live stream analysis. With that said, take care. I salute you, and again, massive, 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 massive thank you. And until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate.